In today's video, we'll be looking at scary TikTok conspiracies that you may not have ever heard of in 2023.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm a doppelganger for Alan Alda. Oh, get out of here. I'm a tranny. I'm a man.
My mom said to me, you know, sweetheart, one day you should settle down and marry a rich man. And I said, Mom, I am a rich man.
Well, we're starting off with the wild ones already, huh?
Life, what stresses me out.
People being late.
Well, I'm always late.
Mushrooms.
I have to paint my entire face on and tuck my penis, so it takes a while.
Watch me, I'm real. See, oh yes.
A strangely hairless body you have. You're quite the dolphin, aren't you?
It's not easy being a lady.
I tell you, you're absolutely hair-free.
All right.
Gotta peep this shit, bro. This shit's spooky. Alright, so y'all remember when they said that, like, this was supposed to be the true story about the indigenous people and shit like that, right? Like,
Facts.
true nature of like how it was before all the shit happened and all that, right? What if I told you, bro, that shit could be the complete opposite of what we all thought, bro? Peep what I just found on TikTok, man.
They don't. Really interesting. There's a thing called Revival of Evil, and there was this art teacher, and he gave up on God. He cussed out God and started worshiping Satan, and he said, Satan, I want you to show me what you look like, because I want to paint you, and I want to look at that thing as a visual of who I worship so that it would give me more faith. And he said he shut out all the lights, closed all the blinds, and he pulled out a canvas, and he started painting, and he said every movement he made was something else moving him.
Another force was physically directing my body. I painted for several hours, and I was finished. It was the most fantastic painting I've ever done.
And the painting looks just like one of those beings from the Avatar movies. So what does this word avatar mean? It comes from Sanskrit, and it means descent. It's actually the incarnation of a spiritual being or a powerful deity on Earth.
So if we think about it, yo, could this really be the story of Lucifer and Lilith? Oh, shit!
That's crazy.
I think human beings used to have a very, very advanced civilization. If you think of how long modern anatomical human beings existed, they used to think we went back like 50,000 years, and then they pushed that to like 150, and now some believe it's 300,000, even more. That's people that look like,
I believe, millions.
They had enough time to develop incredibly complex, really advanced technology. That's likely what we're looking at when we look at the structures in Egypt. Go back 2,000 years ago. What an insane amount of progress. In 2,000 years, they've gone from slaughtering people with swords and bows and arrows and catapults to you could travel around the world in metal tubes that fly through the air. You can send video from your phone within seconds. I mean, it's amazing just in 2,000 years. If you gave those people time, what if they had 10, 20,000 years to do that?
I mean, that's...
We're going to take this to the next
real,
step. I don't know
that's
what
a
y'all
long
probably
time.
thinking. She crazy. I'm sure thinking that because you talking about we inside of a deity or something. I mean, you don't got to believe me, but I'm just pointing out my thoughts. Take it how you want it. But let's look at the reference they showed in Marvel. Specifically, the movie Eternals. Why you always referencing movies? Where else are they going to hint and talk about the things that they want to hide from us? The government knows the universal laws. That's how they continue running this planet. But deception can only go so far. Now pay attention.
Every billion years, new celestials must be born. was chosen to host the celestial Tiamat. In order to grow, Tiamat needs vast amounts of energy from intelligent life. Now, the human population of this planet has reached the required amount.
Wait, before you say anything, watch this.
You think the Most High, Mother and Father, they're the omniverse. Do you seriously, and you live inside you actually live inside of them. You live inside of them. You are a part of them, they are a part of you. Just like they're a part of Source and you're a part of Source.
Now the clips that you saw from the Eternals. In order for the Celestial to emerge and mature, the humans on the planet have to produce a certain level of intelligent energy. Notice how y'all call Earth Mother Nature, planet Kai Gaia. What if the Celestial, that's the aspect of our planet, who you call Gaia, Mother Nature, is waiting for our intelligence to evolve? But as you can see, she's getting tired of the bullcrap.
Now 22 million people
a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Forecasters warn that yet another, quote, enormous cyclone is poised to bring up to 10 more inches of rain to Northern California.
Y'all don't think she's tired of the way this planet is being ran? People are not evolving. People are moving further and further away from nature. Wearing headsets and in virtual reality worlds. Manipulation through religions. The fate of the world being controlled. So many lies and cover-ups. I'm not surprised the celestial being is tired of this negative energy. So question, do y'all think we're living on a celestial being? Y'all stay dangerous.
Yo, she dropped some knowledge. I might have to follow her on TikTok.
Y'all already don't drink milk, but for the people who do drink milk, this is what we doing today. They is recycling spoiled milk and refiltering this shit and and selling that shit again, man.
I drink almond milk, but still.
Even though I already don't. Still. This shit is disgusting. I'm already lactose intolerant, so I don't fuck with this shit. But yeah, they recycling the milk, spoiled milk at that. They're recycling this shit and running it through these motherfucking filters and repackaging that shit, man.
What? That's how it get. Oh my god, that's nasty.
Drink milk. Talking about vitamin D.
Capitalism at its finest, right there.
Y'all already don't drink.
That's nasty. I don't drink 2% milk. Any of that milk, just almond milk.
So I know you guys did not want me to leave this whole event out, especially with all the topics we like to get into. So we're definitely going to get into this one.
Doja Cat look crazy.
I know that you guys know that when they do these shows, there's assigned seating, so everything is planned, and you guys have to know, you know, they try to do these messages subliminally, and we're here to decode that, okay? So looking at this picture, immediately when I looked at Doja Cat's all red outfit, I immediately was getting the symbolism of like blood. And interestingly enough, she was sitting next to the lion, and in the middle, I was seeing all white, right? So I hope you're following.
Trying.
Okay, let me get out of the way for this. But you guys, so I definitely felt like this was definitely giving, like they're basically trying to symbolize that they're praying, they're out praying for innocent blood. You guys can sit back and laugh and all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
I just find it really crazy, especially that it's during Fashion Week and everything that's been going on in the fashion industry, especially everything that just recently was going around about Balenciaga. Definitely interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Out praying for innocent blood.
There's a crazy theory.
Wow.
You know, he does this thing, right?
When he's playing chess.
Yeah, when he's playing chess.
Yeah.
Now this is a mudra. What does this look like?
Illuminati?
What does this look like?
Oh, yeah.
Now check this out. There's a theory that the mudras, they work. That's why people do them. This is actually used in a lot of Hinduism and even meditations.
Okay.
Different hand mudras. The theory is the elites or the Illuminati or whoever doesn't want us finding out the power of these mudras, they attach negative images onto it to make it seem like a bad thing. If you look at this, Illuminati, we won't dare to do it because it's like taboo. Now another one. Remember this?
Yeah, the goat.
People are saying this is satanic. This is another mudra, and this mudra specifically, this actually helps your health. It actually boosts your immune system. People will do this, and after doing it for, I think, 8 hours of meditation like this, they'll cough up mucus. Just as a circuit would work. Doing this, completing a circuit in your body, gets your mucus out.
Whoa. Might have to try that.
So now they are saying they found the fallen angel in Russia. I don't know. What y'all think? If you look at his face, the statue kind of look real. Oh yeah, by the way, the aliens that y'all waiting for, y'all can stop waiting because they are now here with us. We are really in the age of Aquarius. And Hollywood did a good job of reminding us that. Please stop going to movies just to eat popcorn and eat hot dogs. They are talking to our souls. This was the first water movie. And they released another water movie. Can't forget about this water movie. And if you pay close attention, you can look in the background what look like is actually horns. That is actually the dome. We actually live in a glass dome. Seem hard to believe, but it's true. And the image of her in the background represents the opening of the dome. It's open. If you look at Disney, they always show you the dome going over the castle. It is now open. The timelines actually collapse. Don't be surprised if this really is an angel. By the way, he's running for office again. Did you know the word Trump is actually short for trumpets? You know, the same trumpets that the angels are about to blow? The chosen people are actually waking up. Everything that we are going through right now with the dome opening, certain people will leave, certain people gotta stay. This image represents everything. They never hid the truth. They just made us not look for it. People got so caught up of what color is Jesus that they forget that they are showing you something in the picture. Look at Jesus' heart. Why do you think the heart has wires around it? Our hearts are in prison. There are certain disciplines we live by, and it was the 42 laws of Mayet. Once we start breaking these orders or these principles, we start vibrating lower and lower. The only way you can ascend is if your heart is lighter than a feather. They always told us that. But did you know that the earth is really the heart? Look at the words.
Yo, he just blew my mind with that one. Not even gonna lie.
Like, you know, because I have people come up to me and they'll be like, yo, the earth is flat, and they'll be explaining it, and I'll be like, man,
yeah, now you know how you sound.
That's not
I don't have no problem. I just want somebody to come with some factual stuff, because what they'll do, they'll tell you, do your research, then they'll send you a YouTube link. There's some dude in his room looking at the map.
That's not how I found out.
How'd you find out?
I mean, I didn't go to Antarctica either.
I heard you talking about that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, where do albinos go after high school?
Wait, what? Hold on. The Gregory, he's gonna come with something though.
You travel a lot. You ever see one on a plane? Ain't none in the army. Ain't none in jail.
They on that super earth, man.
You ain't never heard no woman say albino raped me. They'd be easy to catch.
Oh, it's a good question. I'm
so
into this.
I just want to know why I got to be brilliant to them. Huh? Where do they go? Huh? I've been out the cemetery. I never seen an albino cemetery. I never heard of albino funeral. I just want to know, where do albinos go? High school. That's all. You shop? You ever seen one in the supermarket? You buy clothes for your children? You ever seen an albino in the
I know one.
I did see one at the mall like a couple weeks ago. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, well,
he had braids and everything. That's a good question though. I really don't see them.
This is just a
Where y'all at?
fire. This is Sky Fox over it earlier this morning. Here's the latest of what we know. Officials tell Fox that
Burning plastic. There's so much stuff burning right now. Like
at nursery supplies and.
So you mean to tell me we have multiple train derailments throughout the country right now?
Right.
And then turn around, we have a warehouse burning and plastic is being burnt. And this is all normal and no one is behind it.
They definitely up to something with all these planned burning.
Do we get sick?
It's a good question to ask.
So tell me,
They're
why do you
poisoning
guys
us.
think all these celebrities choose to mock Christianity? Now, I know we all seen the baby crucified while
I
getting
did not
stoned.
see this. Whoa,
Blasphemy.
whoa.
What about Jake Paul making a mockery of prayer to our Lord?
To grow together, and let's continue to do everything better and be better people. And better
Wow.
That's a sin.
Oh yeah, real funny, right?
Wow.
What about Connor saying he would beat up Jesus?
But Jesus ain't alive, is he? So I don't know. Maybe he could come back from the dead.
Yo, there's some crazy, like, man, worship going on out here right
You
now.
can say it's not that serious, but why are they choosing Christianity to mock? Like Little Dicky. How about Madonna? On the
Oh, we already
cross,
know about her.
wearing the thorns. We got Addison Rae wearing this Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the Trinity for Adidas while showing her, you know. Now this one really messed me up. Kendrick Lamar posing as Jesus Christ, protesting for women's right to abort. Given all the religions that are out there, why do they choose to mock Christianity? Is it because they know it's the true religion? Is it because they know Jesus is the way? While I don't believe it's possible to sell your soul because it's not your soul to sell, I do believe it's possible to sell out and vow to lead people astray in order to gain the riches and the luxuries of this life and putting yourself a place in hell in the afterlife. Maybe this is part of the celebrities taking the vow of silence, promising to stay quiet. Shout out to the man that I tagged below. He made a video on this while I was already thinking about making a video, and he made it a lot easier for me. Check out his page.
I definitely got my questions about Christianity. I mean, it is an AD religion. It's kind of new.
Right? National King Day happens to take place on the 23rd day of the year, just like King equals 23. So now we know for sure that this gematria is being understood and is being utilized. What's the odds of that? National King Day takes place on January 23rd. King equals 23. This circles right back to King James, who wore the number 23. This circles right back to the same people. All these things are being done by the numbers, right? So he's most known for wearing the number 23. He's also known for changing it also to the number 6, as King equals 66. Even LeBron James equals 66, as we know Mark of Beast equals 666. Now, here's LeBron James even understanding this numerology as well as he plays right in front of your face.
Number 6, there's multiple reasons. One, 23 is one of my favorite numbers as well. So, 2 times 3 is 6. Also, my first son, October 6th, the 6th day of October, and my younger son is June 14th, the 6th month of the year. So, 6 has always been, with me. I mean, since I was like a kid for some odd reason, and then especially when I started with my family, and obviously I'm a big numbers guy too, so it made a lot of sense. But SeanCrypto.com, man, 6 years
and 6 years. And that's how he ends it in crypto with 6 years. But the last thing that he forgot to mention was that even his name, LeBron James, equals 66 as well. These people are born to do the things that they're doing.
These are facts,
right?
though.
This thing is all revolved around that king. Right? King James.
I don't care.
He knows about numerology. If you guys know that he passed, scoring record, right? Which was 38,388 or something like that. But it's 38. He's 38 years old when he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he scored 38 points to pass the record. It's all type of crazy stuff, right? I can't make this stuff up.
You say this is not a coincidence. Watch.
Big impact. Yeah, East Palestine's excited to make an important medical device available to all 4,700 residents. I told you about it in October, and Sunday there's a special meeting to share more or start signing up. The My ID program is ready to roll out in East Palestine. It's a medical information system which helps first responders provide care. And it gives us that rapid information that we may need should somebody be unresponsive or having some kind of medical emergency. My ID provides wearable devices or key fobs which have QR codes. Emergency responders use a camera phone to access important medical information. It shows them the underlying medical conditions you've supplied about allergies information.
So you mean to tell me a little less than 3 weeks before this crash that is a medical emergency, they're releasing these wristbands that they want people to, collect their medical information, X, Y, and Z.
That's wild, man. Gotta protect your medical info.
Yo, I usually mind my square, right? But I've been scrolling on TikTok this morning, and this girl hit me to this channel called Call Me Kinfolk. I'm gonna put it in my comments or whatever.
Call Me Kinfolk.
But
Y'all heard that.
anyways, so I like a good YouTube channel, so I've been watching quite a few videos, and he just said something that really struck home. Like, damn, that's factual. He said that we no longer wear the shackles around our feet, we wear them around our neck. Bro, if you think about it, all your favorite artists have multiple necklaces on. Put that shit together. The shackles is on their neck. That shit blew my mind. Y'all have a good day.
Personally, I like Rihanna's character, but we gotta talk about it. I know y'all peeped that, and if y'all haven't, then you are now. I came across the Rihanna's Apple Music halftime show thing, and I seen her do this. I was like, damn, not Rihanna. And then I looked at her finger. She has a tattoo on her finger. So I decided to Google it. And it says, shh, look familiar? And the fact that she has this tatted on her finger is rooted from something. And that's from her being controlled opposition. Another thing I noticed, during these rituals, they like to wear the color red a lot. Kanye, the Grammys, the Weeknd concert. What's up with the color red with these people? These people spend millions of dollars on getting the choreography right, the colors, and whatever they wear, and also whatever they do. Not many people know what this means, but they still put it in your face. This is how they do rituals, by harvesting your attention and energy.
This crazy, man. You can't watch nothing.
Y'all, you gotta tell me, like, if I'm crazy, because I'm noticing a pattern that has to do with, like, what's going on around the world. So I noticed that every time archaeologists mess with something in Egypt, like, something really bad happens to, like, the entire planet. So, like, right before COVID, they had opened these tombs. I remember, I read the story right before COVID. They opened these, like, 3 tombs that had never been opened before. And I read the story, and I was like, damn, that don't sound good. They probably should have left well enough alone. And then well enough, the whole world was shut down for COVID. Okay, now, fast forward to 2023. Y'all don't remember the story about them finding the death scroll in, or removing a death scroll from a tomb in Egypt and, like, unraveling it and reading it? And I read that story. That was a few months ago, actually. Excuse me. I read that story, and I was like, dang, that don't sound good. They should leave well enough alone. Well enough. Now we got earthquakes, the weather is crazy, trains blowing up, it's raining acid, there's UFOs all over the sky, that Rio de Janeiro statue Jesus, that done got struck by lightning. What are the odds? Like, I think it's the death scroll. I think it's Return the Slab.
So y'all know how Walmart's been mysteriously closing. This is an abandoned Walmart. Now what does this look like to y'all? This is an abandoned Walmart, a closed down Walmart.
That's a concentration camp.
What does it look like?
What's a conspiracy theory that you actually believe in?
Well, I think the moon's a hologram.
It's just not though, is it?
Ooh.
What's a conspiracy theory that you actually believe in?
Oh, definitely the time travel thing.
In what sort of way?
The future are watching us, so therefore all time all exists as one reality. So therefore, the past, the future, and the now, I believe, are all happening at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
great. Thank you
believe
very
that
much.
too.
Thank you. Have a great day. What's a conspiracy theory that you actually believe in?
Well, it's obvious. People are lizards.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Well, the Queen, she's a lizard.
Okay, well, thank you.
This is a conspiracy theory I 100% believe in. So, in 2020, the reason the government put us into a lockdown is so they could change the batteries in the pigeons.
Right.
Oh, birds aren't real.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Because they're all cameras. The weirdest part is my dad has like pigeons as well, and even I've never seen a baby pigeon.
Very good. Where do they go?
There's like a van driving around collecting them all.
Yeah, to make sure they don't get too wet.
Exactly.
What happened
That
to
would be
Mike
crazy.
DeGroy, the person who discovered a lake under the ocean and then just died?
I
I
remember
found
this
out that
guy.
a few days after he was on the TV show called Alien Encounters, he was on his way to investigate the lake again, and before taking off, his helicopter randomly exploded. Here's the only picture I could find of the crash site. And I even read in an article that his family members even said after he took off, the plane immediately exploded. Like, what? The odds of a helicopter crashing is 9.84 crashes per 100,000 hours of flying.
Y'all think that's a coincidence? That's wild, right? Kind of reminds me of Kobe in a way. Whew. These conspiracies they're getting to me.
And the most common causes of helicopter crashes is like intoxicated drivers and improper training, but none like Mike DeGroy's incident. It's also really weird that no one can find the original documentary on alien encounters. It's like they took it away, like it vanished or something.
He found something
Anyway, all
real.
this sounds pretty weird to me. What do you guys think?
Have you ever heard of
what?
The everybody is dead theory?
All of us are dead? Or everyone?
No, everybody is dead theory.
I think
have you
I
heard
have,
about
but
that?
tell me.
So there's a theory.
Wait a minute. If everyone's dead, what does it mean to be living? Y'all let me know.
Right?
Yeah.
You know how the world was supposed to end in like 2012?
2012.
Everybody was like, oh fuck, we're gonna die, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a theory that we actually all did die in 2012.
Yeah.
And life right now, right? You know how people say when they die, their life flashes before their eyes? But to them, it flashes and it's almost like they perceive time differently.
Oh, yeah.
So what if everybody died in 2012 and we're all experiencing life through a flash, right? But this flash feels like however long, 80 years, right?
Yeah.
But really, it's just happening within like a millisecond.
Yo, that's kind of like a dream, right? Like when you have a dream, you could fall asleep or doze off for like 30 seconds or a minute or so, right? And you'll be in a dream and feel like you were in that dream for 3 hours, 3 days even, right? And you wake up and it's only been 30 minutes. It's just crazy how time works, right? Within the mind.
1 second, yeah. And then somebody's like presses the button and we just all wake up to nothing.
What's one conspiracy theory you believe?
So we're being run by rich families, basically.
Well, what's the family called?
You got the Kennedys, you got the Rothschilds.
That's it. The Rothschilds. Yeah.
Rothschilds.
So what, you believe that we are being run by them?
Oh, 100%. You can kind of see it. Say we've got choice in what we eat and stuff. Most of the corporations are all owned by the same people anyway. I say it just depends how much you plays in me.
When I was a kid, I used to see these trails in the sky. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And the next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing and you didn't know why.
They out there right now.
And you really didn't know why. I mean, everybody was fighting. So
Conspiracy theories that actually turned out to be true. Part 1. The horror of Project Sunshine.
Project Sunshine.
In the wake of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the U.S. government commenced a major study to measure the effects of nuclear fallout on the human body. The conspiracy. The government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing. The truth. The government actually was stealing parts of dead bodies.
That's crazy.
They needed young tissue, so they recruited a worldwide network of agents to find recently deceased babies and children. They would then take samples and even limbs, each collected without notification or permission of the more than 1,500 grieving families. The world only woke up to the horrific scientific history of Project Sunshine half a century later. But there are still a lot of unexplained mysteries out there.
Facts.
Follow for part 2.
Hey guys, we're Dark Times, and here are 3 conspiracy theories you didn't know were true. Number 1. The conspiracy that some of the art we see in museums isn't real actually has some truth to it. A study by The Independent found 20% of art in museums is fake. And in some instances,
I say more than 20%. I say almost all of it's fake. You know, they've distorted so much. It's crazy.
artifacts are found to be fake or unreal. They're kept on display, either because it's a popular piece or they just use it as a visual representation of that era.
Number 2. The conspiracy theory that the government is spying on its citizens? Definitely true. News reports as far back as 2005 show that the NSA is spying on us, monitoring our phone calls and internet communication. This is Edward Snowden. In 2013, he blew the government surveillance program PRISM wide open, which is a secret espionage program run by the NSA. They use this program to monitor all of our digital communication.
Number 3. The conspiracy that secret societies, namely the Illuminati, run the government from behind the scenes might actually have some truth to it. Illuminati dates back to the 1700s. It was named the Bavarian Illuminati. The Illuminati was banned in 1785 by the Duke at that time, but they were able to commingle with the Freemasons, a group that's made up of a lot of powerful people.
What's really interesting? Go to your search bar and type in Illuminati backwards. It brings you right to the NSA website.
Exposing the dark side of Balenciaga's new campaign. The last one will give you goosebumps. Firstly, did you notice a child's drawing of a devil? It's identical to the drawing from Insidious. Then the Balenciaga tape with 2 A's. They spelled this incorrectly on purpose to spell Baal. Baal is actually a demon. Then the doll with a padlock around its neck. It's screaming demonic. And finally, this one will give you goosebumps. Notice the carpet. The carpet is in the exact same positioning and layout of an Ouija board. Now tell me something demonic's not going on. Comment below your thoughts on this.
Have you heard of the terrifying sleep theory?
No, but I'm terrified of sleeping anyway, so...
No, the theory is actually from a quote, and the quote says, "Most people agree dying in your sleep is the best way to go. It's peaceful, there's no signs of pain or torture. My grandma used to say that when you die in your sleep, angels carry you to heaven.
I've heard this.
But sometimes you get a clumsy angel and they drop you. Do you remember that time where you were having a dream and you suddenly woke up?"
Honestly, the amount... I think I literally did it last night. The amount of times where you wake... where you're asleep, and then all of a sudden you just go, whoa.
No, God,
That happens
angry,
all the
okay?
time.
If there was a God, there would be a lightning strike in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, this is very concerning.
Here are some more of the
Wow.
craziest what-if theories. What if your birthmark is actually a clue of how you died in your past life? The location of the mark is where you got the scar when you got hurt and died. Well, I have a birthmark on the side of my thigh, and the only thing that goes there is an EpiPen. So did I die of a fucking allergic reaction? I swear. There are people that are labeled mentally unstable or crazy, but what if those people are actually living truthfully? They broke free, they see things we normal people cannot. What if they aren't crazy at all? I mean,
Yo, I got a theory on that too. Like schizophrenic people, you know, you see them walking and they're talking to themselves on the street, and you're like, this person's crazy. Now, this person has access to see different things that you can't see, and these things are really there. Like the story of that violinist guy. This dude said he would see like blue and green people. I believe he was really seeing blue and green people who are out there, just in a different dimension, a different frequency or vibration that our brains can't access.
absolutely batshit fucking crazy. And to be honest, some days I wake up and I choose to lie. So I don't know about this one. Mermaids are located in regions deep in the oceans where dolphins are found, and what if it explains why dolphins are the only aquatic animals that are fond of humans? Because they identify them as mermaid figures. I truly do not know if mermaids are fucking real, but this would explain it. And there's also tons of footage of possible mermaid sightings, so I would not be surprised.
Yo, they throw the dome and all type of
What they're
stuff.
trying to
Look
tell
at that.
y'all. It's crazy.
I think we went too high.
The dome.
I bet you didn't know about the Philadelphia
Subliminals.
experiment. On October 28th, 1943, the destroyer from the United States of America Navy, named the Eldridge, went from being anchored at a port to disappearing in a flash of light, then suddenly reappeared 500 kilometers north, then suddenly disappearing again and reappearing with a flash of light right at the port where it originally started. But there was a bunch of people on the ship, and they said when it reappeared, the men on the ship were in some different states. Some were literally embedded into the ship. Some were flipped inside out. All the surviving
These
ones had
people
extreme
spaceshifting?
nausea, headaches. They couldn't really explain what was going on. Alfred Bilek claims to be one of the men from the ship. He swears it truly happened. He claims they catapulted for 6 months into the year of 2137. and then 2 years into 2749. And then they returned back home. He told many stories about the time travel and said that his memory was fuzzy and a bit messed up from jumping through time. Now there's also a man named Morris K. Jessup. Morris received a strange letter from someone that claimed to be an eyewitness. They exchanged letters back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And with every letter, they got crazier and crazier. He said the Navy was experimenting with dangerous and uncontrollable techniques of teletransportation, using giant coils created by Nikola Tesla, which were originally built as defense against Nazi submarines. Morris sent all these documents and letters and writings of his own to the Navy, but they quickly claimed they had no idea what he was talking about.
Yo, this blowing my mind.
Oh, and also, they said some of the sailors were still lost in the time-space continuum, and those who survived were put under hypnosis so they couldn't remember what happened. So what do you think? Is it real or an elaborate conspiracy theory?
Yo, do y'all believe in time travel? Is it real? Are people stuck in a space-time continuum out here? I don't know, it's crazy to think of, right?
As fellow Disney stars, are you all in a secret Illuminati-like club?
No.
Is it because you can't tell me if you are?
No.
Oh, she on a lie detector.
Is that true,
I just
Sam?
noticed that.
Inconclusive.
Can you imagine?
Are you a part of the Illuminati?
Yes. No, I'm not. Did that come up as a lie when I said yes?
Yes, that's true.
Oh, see?
Shit.
That means I'm not. She
you
said,
said
are
both
you a part of
answers.
the Illuminati?
Hold on. Yeah, she trying to confuse us with that one, y'all. Look, she gave us both. She said, yes, no, I'm not. How can you said yes, no? Like, you telling the truth and a lie at the same time. Try to get us with that, y'all. We gotta be smarter than that.
Illuminati. And I said yes.
And then you changed it.
And then I said no. But I said I'm just kidding.
Don't try to work the system, okay?
Right.
Let me work you. You need to
I
stop.
am not a part of the Illuminati.
Yeah, she tried to play us with that one.
Think you are correct. They live multiple lives and get to choose what life they wanted to do.
Whoa.
Don't get me wrong.
Whoa.
Genetics do pass on, but they literally...
Whoa. These people look just alike. Like, wow. Whoa. I wonder if I got an old me in another lifetime, that looks just like me. I'm gonna have to start looking through some old photos.
They look the same.
Of dudes that look like you. Okay. So they just think that you've been on the earth since you've just been around. There's just different generations. I just wanted to show you just in case.
We're all stardust, baby.
I know, that's it. What is my name? Look at this.
Okay, so what do we got?
What do you think?
Look at old Keanu.
What is this?
Yo. Peep the hand symbols, though. Peep the hand symbols.
Beard in the cheekbones. And the forehead.
Look at that guy. That's a French actor, Paul Monet.
Yeah, we have the same foreheadish eyebrow, I think.
But that's the real...
Oh.
No, I kind of see a little bit of...
Got the eyes.
These mothers got doppelgangers out here.
And I want to say something else. One of the things that I learned from whistleblowers from the cabal itself is that they have to work within something they call the rules. And this is very, very important. So I really want to make sure that this gets into the film. The rules are a body of spiritual principles that they must follow in order to be allowed to exist. Now, what do I mean by allowed to exist? I mean that they are aware that there are benevolent forces that will prevent them from achieving their goals unless we give them permission to enslave us. Now think about that.
I've heard this a lot.
I didn't give them permission. So why did they put this plan for 3 world wars on display in a book that's hanging there open behind glass in the British Museum Library of London? And those 3 world wars that they're outlining are exactly World War I, World War II, and the war on terrorism. Because the rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing. Therefore, if we allow it to happen, we have consented to tyranny, we have consented to enslavement. Now, if you get into the secret history of the cabal, this was rediscovered by Queen Elizabeth, the original Elizabeth that we've heard about from the 1500s. Queen Elizabeth's royal astrologer, a man named John Dee, who is the prototype of the wizard with the long beard, the hat, and what he did was to rediscover, through these ancient documents that were in the Vatican, the technology of how to access what they considered to be spiritual beings that were useful to them, but what we would consider to be demonic or evil beings. These beings need to be accessed through a very complex set of rituals and ceremonies. You cannot just ask for them to show up. You have to follow very elaborate and specific protocols. If you follow those protocols, it's like having an IP address, which is what we use to go online in order to notate a website. Every website has its own IP address. These spiritual beings, such as Baal and Moloch, which they still do ceremonies for today, such as in Bohemian Grove, there is a giant effigy, stone effigy of an owl. That's the god Moloch. The god Moloch goes all the way back to Rome and Carthage, in which they were offering child sacrifices to this god in exchange for power. So John Dee rediscovered the technology of how to draw the magic circles, how to say the right incantations, how to actually do black magic on a governmental level. This is what people are going to have so much trouble with once disclosure happens, is that these people actually practice black magic, and they are very, very good at it.
And this happened back in the 1500s when they figured this out.
The king and queen of the Illuminati, Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z has been caught wearing this sweatshirt many times that says, "Do what thou wilt." If you look those words up, that is literally the satanic mandate. His company, Rock Nation, is literally an Illuminati sign, just like he's doing in this picture. If you write their daughter's name Blue Ivy backwards in Latin, it translates into the word Lucifer's daughter. There were other rumors that those initials mean born living under evil, and Ivy stands for Illuminati's very youngest. Jay-Z is a...
Hey, y'all. I need y'all to let me know in the comment section. Hey, do some research. Does that really mean that in Latin? Because, you know, sometimes they just be putting stuff out here talking about Latin this, Latin that. But let me know. Does her name really mean that in Latin? That would be shocking.
Part owner of the Nets, and it makes a lot of sense why Kyrie Irving plays for them, because if you wear his shoes, they literally have the evil eye on them.
Tory Lanez goes to jail. They gave y'all all the facts of the juice of Tory Lanez going to jail and this, that, and the third, and Megan getting arrested and da-da-da-da. 2 days after that, I get a call from Rock Nation that says, "Yo, we heard you're going to make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement."
Rock Nation! Because my son refused to sign a Rock Nation deal with you!
Illuminati trying to get me, nigga. But I'm the one they gotta spare like a Britney, nigga. Through the hot and cold, I would never sell my soul. And if I gotta die for that, I'm dying Christian, nigga.
Whoa. That's wild.
Told me I had to like kind of sacrifice something. They said you're gonna have to pay it back because he just put this information out there. This is gonna put people in the wrong mindset of what we're trying to do in society. So they told me that if I don't do these list of things, then they're going to hurt my family or hurt, you know, people that I really care about. And they told me to go to this office. It was on Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles. And then when I went in, I asked them over the phone, what are they gonna have me do? They said they couldn't tell me. And then when I went into the office, they sat me down and like it was like an all white room, and they opened one of the doors and it had a Gucci suit. A Gucci bodysuit.
Whoa.
And I said, "Oh no, please don't tell me that is what I think it is." They said, "Yeah, it's exactly what you think it is, pal." And I said, "No, please."
Gucci
please,
bodysuit?
No, not the Gucci suit. They said it's the Gucci suit. This is the only way that you can repay for what you've done. And I said, "Not the Gucci suit, please." And they said, "It's the Gucci suit." They said, we've ran some facial recognition programs on you, and you're gonna need to be this man, and you're gonna need to also contradict whatever you speak about so you can create a balance. in this scene of hip hop that you're in? Because
people thought I was crazy when I say celebrities play other celebrities.
Wow.
Hobson is Gucci Mane. Very obvious. Very obvious. He's let you know as well that
Y'all believe
his
that?
music video as well. It's exactly what they do as well. But people think I'm crazy.
Attack of the Clones out here.
I know some of y'all are just gonna hate me after this one, but just like the WWE, the NBA, and the NFL
I heard about
are
this.
both 100% what? Scripted. You see my face, you just gotta know I'm speaking facts, bro. Let's get into it. So we all know that the WWE is obviously fake and rigged and, you know what I'm saying, staged. WWE brands itself as sports entertainment, not pro wrestling, okay? So naturally, I'm trying to see if the NFL is sports or entertainment. I look it up on Google, first thing I notice is that nothing pops up. Every source I found, though, says that the NFL is an entertainment business rather than a sport. NFL has defined itself in court as a sports entertainment business. And when I say fake, I don't mean the players. These are obviously still the best players in the world. It's just that they now have to follow a script. It's serious money and power behind these teams, y'all. Look at how much money they're making a year.
Billions.
These are billions. There's a lot of similarities between ancient Rome and now, y'all. They doing the same thing.
Same thing. Y'all think they got scripts?
Y'all remember all these
Thousands of coffins. Officially, they're plastic grave liners. 7 feet long, 3 feet deep, with lids. The company that makes them says they're just being stored for people's pre-needs. Well, who in the hell has a pre-need for this many coffins? Unless they're...
Like, who's got a pre-need for thousands upon thousands of coffins?
Yeah, so I had a random thought last night, and I apologize in advance because it's kind of creepy. So you know that theory about how, like, we never die, our brains just create a new reality where we survived whatever happened? And they're like, you know, remember that time you almost had an accident? What if you really died and your brain just, you know, portaled you into a new reality where you avoided the accident?
Yo, that makes a lot of sense, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie. It just recently came out. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It's similar to that in a way. You know, you have all these different versions of yourself, and each time a certain event happens, it creates another reality. And you still go down that path, but there's an alternate reality that goes down a different path. And you don't know which one your consciousness is really in. Is it in the one that's still going down this path, or in the one that's branched off to that path, or the infinite other paths that could have been created at that same moment in time? Man, that's crazy.
So I started thinking about all the times where, like, I was home alone and I thought I heard something in my apartment or someone in my apartment, and then I get up and I'm like, oh, okay, no one's there. What if I really got, like, murdered and, like, sliced and diced? But my brain just changed my reality to where I'm still surviving.
That's wild to think about.
That is very true. If you know anything about P. Diddy, baby, he always be around some unfortunate events. But for my safety TikTok, this is completely scripted. I am an actress just simply acting the scene. Guys, do not take me serious. Let's hop into part 3 and see what Jaguar got to say about this.
See this bullshit ass motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, you know, that you... There's too many coincidences.
Too many. You...
Fuck you, honeycomb.
Stab it.
We gonna get you and your little dog, too. And congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did. Has anybody asked theyself about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it. Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
She was
basically.
getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the fuck is going on that $250,000 ain't enough?
Right.
Like, fuck the fact that he... I'm just saying, fuck the fact that he cut it from 500 to 200. Who the fuck gives a shit? 200K? Who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the fuck is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's gotta be some dark shit. Like, people are not understanding that girl quit 250K. 1 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now, she was getting $2 million a quarter, but then she got, fuck you got going on. That's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter. That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids.
Yo, that's crazy, y'all. It's crazy what people do when they got so much money. I mean, I'm not saying any of it's true. I'm just saying, like, if you think about it, it's just crazy what people do when they have so much money.
Theory. Basically, we're living in a simulation. It's called simulation theory.
Simulation
Scientists
theory.
kind of made this theory that a more advanced civilization could potentially have created a simulation that we're currently living in. Which is pretty fucking frightening if you ask me. However, the funny thing is that there's only one way that we could even know and even tell that we are in fact in a simulation, and that would be if we could observe some sort of glitch in the matrix.
Glitch in the matrix.
Everybody sees me walking.
Glitches
I'm walking.
It's crazy.
Look.
Oh no.
This plane
It's
isn't
just
moving. It's not moving.
Y'all, have you seen a birds like this too? I even seen like a Harry Potter broom one time.
But it sounds like it's moving.
Oh wow. What is it? What you notice, man? What you notice, man? Is that her?
Earlier this week, Polish archaeologists announced that they had discovered a vampire burial. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it a vampire? No. Is it a burial? Abso-fucking-lutely. This unfortunate young woman likely lived around the 17th century and was buried with full accordance to vampire superstition, as you can tell by the agricultural scythe across her neck, with the presumed intention being that if the deceased were to rise again to suck the blood of the living, she would be immediately decapitated. Just like the old saying goes, why kill when you can overkill? Beyond this, the young woman was also found with a padlock around her toe. This was likely more of a symbolic feature signifying the permanence of death and the banishment from the world of the living. So what is the story here? While archaeologists have found no immediate evidence of foul play, the presence of this one naturally protruding tooth has shed some light on the topic. And as heartbreaking as it is, we could be looking at a tale as old as time. One where the violence and hate from the fearful and superstitious is so often channeled towards those who are different.
Every time you went to sleep and you woke up, you passed into a nearby and very similar universe, but not quite the same. And depending upon your choices and how you live your life, it's how you wake up and what new one you pop into on the other side. And everyone's just a little bit different. The whole world changes just a little bit each time you make a decision, one way or another. Everything changes when you wake up. You think the world is static, because it is when you're awake. You have no fucking idea what's happening while you're asleep. And when you wake up again, you have this foggy recollection of the past. And that's what you're going by. You're going by every morning waking up with a foggy recollection of the past. That's what you're doing. And you're assuming that nothing's changed and everything's static. And while you were asleep for 8 hours, nothing weird happened. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You have no idea. You're dreaming. You're having crazy fantasies and shit. Weird stuff.
Dreams are crazy.
You're fucking mermaids. You're flying through the air on a helicopter. You know, weird things happen when you're dreaming. What is all that about? We don't even know. We have no idea what that is. That soup of possibilities that's fucking swirling around in between your ears while you're snoring up a storm. And then, boom, you wake up. Are you sure those memories are real? Are you sure that this isn't a whole completely new universe you're living in today?
You have to watch this video that
It's
I'm going to show
mind-blowing.
you, and then let's talk about it after.
I am not.
Oh, this is crazy, y'all.
And what you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not.
This is spooky.
What if I were to tell you that I am not even a human being? Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality.
Knowing that the technology is out there to be able to do stuff like that, and we would not know the difference, makes me wonder what else do we see that is not actually true?
Right.
Like, what else do they do to distort our reality, to trick us, to confuse us, to deceive us? Like, I have so many questions. Are the people we even see on TV real? Our president?
I don't know.
Some of these people in Hollywood? Or are they CGI? What do you guys think?
So scientists have just discovered giant underground oceans hidden in our planet. And it could be home to some bizarre, alien-like life forms. You heard me right. Over 500 miles under our Earth's crust, scientists have discovered huge oceans. And we have absolutely no idea what could be living there. And these oceans are so massive, these underground oceans hold 3 times more water than there is on the surface of the Earth. The temperature of the water down that deep in the Earth is so high, scientists have no idea what could be lurking down there in the depths of our planet. Scientists have just found an egg of an extinct marine reptile that used to swim the waters of Antarctica 60 to 70 million years ago. This is what the ancient egg looks like, and it's about 12 inches long, and it weighs over 15 pounds. And it is the first ever fossilized egg found in Antarctica. The shell had deflated since whatever was inside it hatched over 60 million years ago. But when scientists compared it to 250 other reptile eggs, what they found might scare you a little bit. The egg belonged to a mosasaur, which is that huge thing about to eat that great white shark, or it belonged to a plesiosaur, with both being extremely terrifying. This really makes you think, what else is hiding in the ocean that we just haven't discovered yet?
Yeah, the ocean is just crazy, isn't it? Like, I mean, we supposedly can go out into space, but we do not know what's in our own ocean on our own planet. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about 60 million years ago. Like, that could have been yesterday. That's all I'm saying. Like, in terms of time, we don't even know what time really is, do we?
Scientists have just made a 3,000-year-old mummy speak. And just wait until you hear what it sounds like.
Scientists were able to mimic Nessie Amun's voice by recreating his mouth and vocal cords with a 3D printer. It allowed them to produce a single sound.
Scientists at the University of New York have successfully replicated the vocal tract of a 3,000-year-old mummy. And the reason they did this is because they wanted to see if they could recreate a voice from the past. They took precise measurements of the mummy's vocal tract and 3D printed it, and were actually able to make this 3,000-year-old mummy speak. Pluto may have started hot and contained an ocean. You heard me right. Scientists have just discovered some evidence that shows Pluto used to have an ocean. And the craziest part is the ocean would have been under its crust like this. It would have the ice covering with the ocean under it. Scientists have also discovered that there are a lot of rogue black holes just zooming around our universe as we speak. And this is scary because we can't see black holes. And scientists have even discovered that planets with large oceans are very common in the Milky Way galaxy. And astronomers estimate that there are about 6 billion Earth-like planets in the Milky Way galaxy alone. Also, new observations suggest that the universe might be expanding at a higher rate than we originally thought. And NASA has also proposed a new mission that would see them visiting one of Neptune's moons called Triton. And they expect to find life there.
Again, like, they talking about going to Neptune's moon, but yet, when's the last time we were supposedly on our moon? And we still don't know what's in our ocean, but we traveling way out there to someone else's moon? I mean, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that.
Believe it or not, astronomers have just found the source of all life in the universe. And here it is. I'm not playing a joke on you. I'm being serious. This is the source of all life in the universe. This is a white dwarf star, and they are the main source of carbon atoms in the Milky Way galaxy. Which, if you don't know, carbon is a chemical element that is crucial to all life. 90% of all stars in the universe end up as white dwarf stars when they run out of fuel. And when all these stars run out of fuel, they release a ton of carbon. And carbon is a key element in the formation of life.
So while everybody's been focused on the Super Bowl halftime and Rihanna's performance, the big news of her pregnancy, and everybody debating on whether the performance was adequate or not, let's see what we've been missing and being distracted from the Grammys to the Super Bowl. By the way, I think Rihanna did amazing. In a chronological timeline, I'm gonna first point out that there was a ship off the coast of Hawaii that was searching. Now, if you don't know, off the coast of Hawaii is going to be our greatest naval-based Pearl Harbor. I'm sure you all remember that from history class. So yeah, it was alarming, but not too alarming. On to the next. Next was going to be this Chinese air balloon that we found in our airspace. China claims that it was just an innocent weather balloon that kind of drifted into U.S. airspace, but Biden decided that we needed to shoot it down and was highly, suspicious of it. This is February 4th, by the way, y'all, all the way up until top. Then we have a big...
We shot a balloon down, right? With our most powerful fighter jet. We needed that to shoot a balloon down. That don't sound like a balloon to me.
Train derailment that happened actually on February 3rd, but it's still burning by February 4th. And this article published on February 8th talks a lot about, the aftermaths of how the sky is looking, and just they have to controlly release these toxic elements into the air. Because if they don't, it could cause like a worse explosion. So with all this smoke and all this toxic gas being released, everybody in that town was pretty much evacuated. Despite all this, all over Ohio for the past couple of weeks, you have been seeing people post videos of UAPs, UFOs.
Oh, look at that. That's in Ohio?
What the
Whoa.
fuck?
That last clip was dated February 11th from Ashland, Ohio. February 12th, a U.S. military fighter jet shot down an octangle object over Lake Huron. Of course, they...
Did she say an octangle?
You talk about the suspected Chinese balloon that we talked about earlier, but Chinese say they don't have anything to do with it, and all these objects are, oblong, weird shapes, unidentified objects. So next, I'm not the best at geography, so I had to go look up where Lake Huron was, right? So it's up there, by Canada, but right below, kind of near the same airspace, is going to be Ohio. Okay, we're kind of getting somewhere, connecting the pieces, it's getting a little interesting now. So I know this is dated from February 5th, 2022, over a year ago. But basically, a oil tanker that fills Pearl Harbor basically was leaking into a Hawaiian aquifer. Kind of makes it more interesting now that, people were looking around at Pearl Harbor to see if it's like a weakness or whatever. Point all of this out to say that there's a lot going on that we don't know about. And say that the smoke train derailment was meant to cover Ohio skies because there is a lot happening in the airspace. You can see that the government's pointing us towards unidentified objects and aliens. I remember fake and alien invasion conspiracy theory. You know what America's best at? War propaganda.
Facts, y'all. I think about that all the time, right? Like, you look into the sky and it's just super cloudy. You got that haze over the sky. You really can't see anything. So like there's a reason behind all of that. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about that as well.
Organism 46B is an enormous 33-foot, 10-meter long, 14 tentacled squid. So apparently this being was found 2 miles under the fucking ice. It is also able to paralyze prey from a distance of up to 150 feet by releasing its venom into the water.
Whoa.
What? Tragically, my colleague, a lifelong friend, was killed this way.
What the fuck?
Organism
150
46B stalked the group, displaying its shape-shifting ability. It shape-shifted itself into a form of a human diver. We thought it was one of our colleagues swimming towards us in scuba gear, by the time the closest scientists had realized that it had grabbed him and torn him to bits. Apparently, how I heard it would work is that it would have to consciously control every single atom, amino acid in its body to consciously control the shape it wants to be. And it has to maintain the shape, so it has to consciously be aware that it's the shape. There's another way of shape-shifting. It can project an image in your head. It can make you think that what you're seeing is actually real, but it's actually not.
Yo, that's creepy right off bat, yeah. I've never seen or heard one of those.
Devontae, another one-score loss. How do you turn the train around? You're not used to this.
Stick to the script. It's frustrating. Stick to the script. It's frustrating.
Stick to the script.
Stick to the script. It's frustrating. You know,
They say in the NFL
probably
script.
less frustrating if you don't have that great of a team, but we got a really good team, so it's frustrating for it to happen. You know, keep happening. We just got to keep on trucking, keep sticking to what we do, and you know, just finish our games.
When you get a roughing the passer.
What y'all think about the NFL and this ideal of it being scripted? I'm not sure. Ooh. What's up, Ye? Is it the real Ye or the doppelganger? Y'all think it's the real Ye? I'm not sure though. Honestly, he be doing some wild stuff now. Whoa. Oh, shapeshifters. They show us in the movies.
Look, we were just sent here from the home planet. We just arrived on orders.
You're human. Forget this masquerade.
We are not.
Uh-oh. See, you wouldn't even know. It'd be right in front of your face. Man, look.
These are questions that I have about Elon Musk. Let's look again. Know the outcome and you'll see the journey. One element of the cult agenda is to get rid of petrol and diesel cars, not least through the manipulation of the price of energy, but they're actually doing it by law.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And bring in electric vehicles. Now, two things to that. One, three things to that. One, electric vehicles are environmental disasters in terms of their batteries and everything, and where the materials come from, and what people in Africa suffer, even little kids, mining for the stuff. And two, if you're going to have computer-controlled cars, they can't be petrol or diesel, they've got to be electric. And the reason you want autonomous driverless vehicles run by a computer is because the computer then decides where you can go and where you can't. If the computer in the car is programmed that you can't go here and you can't go there, that car will not take you there. So it's all about control. And by the way, what they're doing in Britain for people around the world is what we have on our motorways, the American version of freeways, are or have been up to this point, is the running lanes where people travel really fast. And on the left-hand side, you have the emergency lane, or what's known in Britain as the hard shoulder. And if you break down in the running lanes, you get out of the running lanes so you're not smacked from behind, and you get onto the hard shoulder. What they're doing is creating something called smart motorways, which are stupid, but there's method in the madness. They are taking out the emergency lane and making it a running lane. And quite a lot of people already have died because they've broken down in the running lane that was the hard shoulder, and they've been hit behind by a truck or something. So why are they doing it? It's madness. It's dangerous. Yes, it is. But what they're doing is they're preparing the motorway system for autonomous cars. That's what it's about.
Hey, I got a question, y'all. If you purchase an electric vehicle and you forget to pay your car note, do you think it will repo itself?
Reptilians live amongst
amongst us. Almost every U.S. president was a reptilian. Nixon, Reagan, Clinton.
The name of the show is People of Earth. Go watch it.
Yeah, they got all type of shows about reptilians, right?
Welcome back to Past Life Stories. This is episode 13. August Augie Ortega, a shopkeeper, suffered a stroke. His son found him lying on the floor in his home before he was rushed to the hospital, where he passed just 5 hours later. Just 1 year later, little Gus here was born on December 3rd, 1995, to Ron and Kathy. Now, there is some confusion over their last names. When their story first aired on Unsolved Mysteries, I think over 2 decades ago, they were under the last name Ortega, but a later documentary on them has them listed under the name of Taylor. But I'm just going to go ahead and refer to them by their first name. Ron was the son of late August, so Grandpa Augie never got the opportunity to meet his grandson. But he might have already known him. When Gus was just 18 months old, he started speaking, and one day when his dad was changing his diaper, he looked at him and said, "You know, Dad, when I was your age, I used to change your diaper." Ron was flabbergasted and just thought the words were so strange.
Wait, what?
Gus then started mentioning different things about his grandpa, but he didn't know anything, or shouldn't have known anything about him at this time. He continued making odd statements over the next few years, including memories Ron barely had any recollection of, although he was there when these memories
So this a
took place.
reincarnation.
And whenever Gus's parents would discuss Grandpa Augie within listening ear, Augie would turn to them and say, "You mean me?" One day when Gus was 4, his father brought home some old photographs and showed them to him. He said, "Hey, look at this old photograph." Gus skimmed the photo, pointed to a boy and said, "Oh, there's me." Ron was shocked to see that he had pointed to his father, Augie. He was also able to identify Augie's first car as well as his shop in some photos. Kathy asked Gus one day if he had any brothers or sisters when he was Grandpa Augie, and he responded, "I had a sister, but she died. She turned into a fish." His parents were pretty confused, as you can imagine, and asked him what he meant. He said that some bad guys hurt her. They were taken aback as Ron had only recently learned the details of his father's late sister. She was actually unalived by her husband before she was wrapped in a blanket and dumped into the San Francisco Bay in 1940, more than a half a century before Gus's birth. And Ron swore Gus knew absolutely nothing about this. Gus also said when he died, God gave him a card, and if you get this card, you can come back, and he wanted to come back. He drew this picture of what the card supposedly looked like. He also said that he was big and then went through a porthole and then he was small. Most of Gus's memories of being Grandpa Augie had faded by the age of 5, but his father Ron is convinced that he is the reincarnation of his late father. Are you convinced? Tell me what you think in the comments.
Man.
Make sure to like and follow for more past life stories.
And we are, as a people,
That's crazy.
inherently and historically opposed to secret societies. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.
Okay, I think he was letting us know something with that.
Has anybody noticed how many famous and or well-known people have passed away in the last 7 days? Like, to me, it seems like an unusual amount, an eerie amount. So, these are all the people that passed away, and some of them, one or two you might have seen on mainstream media, but if not for TikTok, I wouldn't have found out any of these other ones. So, Jeremiah Green, Modest Mouse drummer. Dax Tejera, ABC executive producer. Frank McGarvey, football player. Keenan Cahill, YouTuber. Ken Block, race car driver. Vivian Westwood, fashion designer. Rogero Diodato, director and filmmaker. Gangster Boo, rapper. Edison Arantes, aka Pele, soccer player. Barbara Walters, she's an actress, a news anchor for ABC, and she was also the host of The View, or one of. Yuji Nanokawa, sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrong. He was a director and a producer in the anime industry. Ian Dawson Tyson, singer-songwriter. Pope Benedict, former pope. Anita Pointer, singer-songwriter. Dade Clerk, a politician. Tyler Sanders, teen actor.
Yo, this all in 7 days?
All of these people, just in the last 7 days, are gone now. And that seems like an unusual amount to me. Like, feels like something's going on in the world. And, yeah, I just wanted to make a point to mention this, because I haven't seen anyone talking about it yet.
That is creepy, isn't it? Like, all those people just passed away within 7 days.
This is a TikTok of people that went to an Airbnb. I don't know if you guys seen this. This is going viral right now.
Oh, the fake one?
Toilet? Yeah, the one with the toilet.
Oh,
Yo, they were scrolling through the channels on their TV at the Airbnb, and then one of the channels was a toilet cam. So they saw this. So they saw the toilet.
And that's their
and
toilet?
they're scared it's theirs. Check this out. The lady goes to go check it out and see if it's actually theirs, and look what happens. It's her. It's her. She pops up on the camera. No. So the Airbnb set up a camera to look at the toilet, fam. And the crazy part is, this is dead ass real. Like, this isn't even fake. Look. They looked at the vents and everything. It's all there. So what they did, they ended up canceling that Airbnb and then going to a new one because that was legit them spying on them.
You can never trust nowadays,
Man,
bro.
you can't trust nobody. That's creepy.
Could there be something living inside the Earth? What if there is another civilization deep under the Earth's core? A scientist named Edmund Halley presented the theory that the Earth is hollow in the 17th century. But it was not until Admiral Richard Byrd, a polar explorer, flew over Antarctica, claiming that he saw a hole in the Earth. And like with all of his previous travels, he documented all of his discoveries in his personal diary. Later on, they discovered his diary, and he describes what he observed. He explains how he saw a literal city inside the hole of the Earth. However, when he returned from his journey, he was ordered not to speak about it, and therefore we will most likely never know what he truly witnessed. So, are they trying to hide something from us? And
Y'all think the Earth hollow? Y'all think it's flat? Let me know.
On a motion for rapper Drake to testify at the trial, believing that previous tension between Drake and XXXTentacion could be linked to the murder.
You know, people think us conspiracy theorists are crazy. And it's interesting when reports like this come out, and us conspiracy theorists, we make videos like these, right? And people call us crazy in the comments. They say, no, this is insane. You're stupid. There's no evidence. There's no reason why you should be feeling like this is true, even though we've looked at Drake's lyrics. We've seen what he said. We understand that there's some underlying issue here between him and X, but no, everyone thought we were tripping. But now that he's about to be on the stand for it, now all of a sudden these videos make more sense. If y'all don't get out of here, bro, oh my.
Right, that's crazy. Hey, that'd be wild if Drake really get indicted on that. What's this? Oh, The Simpsons? Wait. That was too quick. But I have been seeing this picture in a lot of places. They're saying it's like an angel, right? And this was like in Russia, I believe, that they found that. Oh, look at them. Simpsons be predicting everything.
Y'all, guess what? They found Kanye, bro. And he has a new handler. I mean, wife. But I mean, come on, y'all. Just think about it. Bro says a lot of things in the media that he had no business saying. I appreciate him for exposing the truth, but he shouldn't have said that stuff. Then he disappears for 3 months. Then he comes back out of nowhere and he's married. I feel bad. Lord knows what they did to this man.
Right.
I mean, for the love of Christ, look at her name, bro. Her last name is Censor. Literally just listen to what he said they did to him before, bro.
This is trainer, but come to find out, he was actually Canadian intelligence, but this is my trainer. So this shows you the kind of handlers that are around the superstars in California, right? So it says, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact, and not some crazy stuff that a dumb friend of yours told you, or you saw on a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same.
And that's his trainer?
A Hollywood trainer was talking to me to force me to go and like apologize. Right?
Okay, so my theory, bro, we know they tortured him. Obviously, they put him under some type of heavy MK Ultra therapy.
Facts.
And honestly, bro, they could have killed him. They could have killed him and just cloned him. Not gonna lie.
And they wanted to medicate me every day. You realize, like, they could have just
He letting us know right there.
switched to medication.
He's saying it right now.
And I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue, right? I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015. But every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. So what's the crazy part, really? What's the crazy part, really?
I gotta
They can't
listen.
scare you. They can't control you. They can't. They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Not you, man.
But they can't control me.
But not
Ain't
you,
no
yay.
name I won't name. It's up.
It's up.
He literally saying it himself, bro. He said it's up. We know that's the real Kanye, bro. If he not coming back on the scene with that same energy, we know something terrible happened, bro. Straight up. I'm not even gonna hold you. I feel so bad. And another thing, bro. If you haven't seen this movie, it's on Netflix. For the love of Christ, please watch it. It's about MK Ultra. You have to watch this movie. If you don't take anything else from what I just said, watch it.
Bet. I will be watching that movie tonight. I'll let y'all know tomorrow.
That said, here be monsters. The last remaining territory on the planet that could have such a designation is Antarctica.
It's probably all type of stuff down there.
Although it was discovered nearly 250 years ago, scientists have more questions than answers when it comes to this frozen continent. Due to the sheer depth of the ice covering its landmass, the surface of Antarctica is unable to be seen with the naked eye. And ancient astronaut theorists propose that it is not just the geology that is hidden from us. They suggest there is far more human and perhaps non-human activity happening in Antarctica than we've been told.
Oh, that was a
Something
UFO.
seems to be going on this mysterious continent at the South Pole. And it has been theorized by a number of people that Antarctica is some kind of alien base.
Rumors of extraterrestrial activity in Antarctica have circulated for years. If these accounts are true, and there is, in fact, an extraterrestrial presence in Antarctica today, could it have been there for hundreds or even thousands of years? In July 2018, Linda Moulton Howe interviewed a whistleblower who offered to provide her with classified information regarding Antarctica on the condition that she not reveal his identity. Her source, a retired Navy SEAL who she identifies as Spartan 1, provided her with details of an ancient structure he claims to have visited during his time at the South Pole.
Gets a bunch of pictures too.
At that time, my rank was First Lieutenant Commander, Naval Special Operations. We were inbound the southeast coast of Antarctica. We were dispatched for, unofficially, was a research reconnaissance mission. Officially, it was to find a certain individual, obtain any information, and bring it back.
What was the date?
August.
Hey, that's crazy. What y'all think about Antarctica? I think it's a lot of secrets down there.
And what you've done, I know
Got
so
her on
much
dope. What?
on how you got where you are.
Spill the tea, bro. Spill that tea.
How you stepped on many people.
I'm sipping. Spill it.
Why do you use
Spill
that
the tea.
picture of her?
Beyonce. How you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career.
Oh, my girl.
Because she said something.
Nah, she fell off, bro. She ain't making no
That's
music.
how hateful you guys are. How you step on anybody to stay on the top. To remember, your relationship was a business relationship, financial.
A lot of marriages are, my boy.
To get to the top, to be
A lot of marriages are business plans, boy.
There's no love there.
This must be her ex-bodyguard or
So
something.
what's done in the dark will definitely come into light. Keep your threats up. I'm here today, and what I got to say, I'm gonna say it. So don't make idle
Big man ain't
threats.
scared, big fella.
Even though I've never been there, y'all know I mess with Haiti heavy. They don't take no bull crap at all. And news medias ain't covering this. Y'all probably don't even know. TikTok, hear me loud and clear. This is for educational purposes only. There is revolutionary protesting happening in Haiti right now for the same things that we're going through in America, and we not doing nothing about it. This is real life today. They're protesting because the cost of living has increased, the lack of jobs, and the basic necessities like clean drinking water. And if ISIS Wisdom wouldn't have pointed out, I probably wouldn't even know what's going on. There are gangs there that are raiding and killing neighborhoods. They have no say-so of who speaks and is in control of the country, because other countries are involved with governing them. As you can see, the sent armed vehicles to fight against gangs, basically the protesters. Because not to mention they're throwing tear gas, 200 plus people have been killed, shot, and bodies even burned. Just from protesting. We're not even going to mention the raids of people being killed in their neighborhoods by these gangs. But the protesters are saying that the gangs who have the guns were given to them by the government.
It's
Listen
always
to
like
somebody
that.
who was speaking about the issues in Haiti. And out of his own words, he was saying that the government was giving underprivileged people in bad neighborhoods to join the gangs. Ain't that the same situation that's happening to us?
Fact.
No jobs, cost of living going up. Oh, and y'all remember that whole CIA crack controversy? Where they had a war on drugs. But in the 80s, I didn't know anybody who owned crops, land, to grow it. Or any planes with guns or drugs, because all of that stuff is flown in. So maybe what the Haitians are saying is happening to them over there is happening to us too. Now I'm about to get more political, but every time when I talk about politics, they want to send me a message. So go to my YouTube so you can see me expose America for the things that they've been doing to other countries and to us.
Yo, she be dropping them gems. I remember in one of my past videos, I said I was gonna follow her. I still gotta follow her for sure.
By law, your body, your physical body is a corporation. So when you die, you're a corpse. Because when you're living, you're a corporation. Words and terms are based on maritime admiralty, the law of water. It's an extraordinary story about how governments rule the world. And unless you understand this, you're never going to figure out what's going on. Where do you find banks? You find banks on the side of a river. So what does a river bank do? It directs the flow of the current, because your currency is the cash flow, the liquid asset. And so money goes through your hands like water. No, money is water. It's the flow. As much money as you print, you've got to take some back in to make it valuable. The tide goes out, it's got to come back in. Money goes out, money comes in.
Yo, right off bat, blew my mind with that. All those terms, the current, the currency, the corporation, your body being a corpse, like, that's just too much to handle in one TikTok. Kanye said if he ever went missing and came back, oh man, I couldn't even read it.
Read some of your letters, man, because a lot of them hit the internet, man. One of the things you were talking about a lot while you were in prison was a lot of the conspiracy theory stuff, Illuminati stuff.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. the Prodigy.
Yeah, it's real. Talk to me about, because I remember. Can we bring this up real quick? It's just it's from your letter. I'm going to read it. It says, the exact moment in time when I discovered the entire planet was being lied to, and was put upon a spell to keep us unaware of it was back in 1996, around the time Biggie got locked up for the tech in his house. And then there was something else here that I thought was interesting. You said Jay-Z knows the truth, but he chose sides with evil in order to be accepted in the corporate. Jay-Z conceals the truth from the black community and promotes the lifestyle of the beast instead.
That part right there, he letting us know. R.I.P. the Prodigy, for real.
I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on, because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And and I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it that were like, surely that couldn't be, because a whole place can't be like, weird town, where the stranger wanders in and and all the people are in the bar and they all shut up when he looks at them, and they tell you don't go into the house on the hill. And it's like that. And then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like. Could it? And then you find out later on the track that you are exactly on track with a lot of this stuff. Not specifically on track, but that you could, that some of your worst nightmares were real at the time. And you think, now this is what I mean by actually starting to swim up or downstream with the rest of the salmon. You know, eventually, if you stay here long enough, you'll find yourself doing that. And you have to. There's a way of doing it without doing it. That takes time, and it takes relaxation.
Not being uncomfortable about.
Not being uncomfortable, realizing it for what it is.
Projecting.
Understanding what it is. Once you understand it, well, then you're not afraid of it anymore. So you can just walk around it, through it, and then get on with what you tried to get on with in the first place. A place like this can humiliate you, and it can humiliate you. It can be humbling. I mean, it does rip your life to pieces if you'll let it. And it's always pounding at the walls. These little guys, these little heathens with no soul downstairs with horns on their head with a battering ram trying to like beat your walls.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hollywood is just next level with it, man.
This reptilian bloodline you talk about, how do they manage
more reptilians.
to keep it pure?
Well, they haven't, in fact. That the reason why people in positions of power today look like normal humans and basically act like normal humans is because they have interbred over and over again.
I've heard this rumor that our presidents come from this bloodline.
That is absolutely true.
Absolutely true.
These reptilian people in positions of power are literally coming from another dimension.
Hey, yo, why she got those Morpheus glasses on, though? Y'all peep that? Oh, yeah, people be saying that she be on drugs. Or Jay-Z has her on drugs. She definitely zoned out right here, though. Look at her. She like... Oh, she just look out of it. This goes on for a while too, huh? Maybe she just stressed out thinking about her music or something.
Takeoff is Aaron Dotson.
What?
And he's
Fedor, Aaron
very
Dotson.
well. He's okay.
So Takeoff faked his death?
Yeah.
Okay, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, elaborate. Oh, never mind.
It looks like the same exact person. So make sure you guys share this video because this has to be like the most obvious one out of all of my videos. But anyways, here's some more comparisons of Takeoff and Tato. They look so much alike.
They do look alike though. I can't even lie.
This is what I mean about Orlando Brown. Yes, he's giving you the half truth. Takeoff is alive. He says that. But then he'll mix it with a bullshit lie to confuse you, saying it's someone that it's not. Who I just showed you in that previous video is Takeoff. Look at them. And go look at who Orlando Brown said it was. No. This is what controlled opposition characters on the world stage will do. They will tell you truth, but then they'll mix it with lies. So he won't tell you the full truth. Okay?
Orlando Brown do be saying some wild stuff. Like he was saying like Raven Simone was Nick Cannon. I don't know. It's just crazy stuff.
Because one of the things I asked him was, I said, I get it, but I don't get it. The children.
you gotta, I still...
Wait. No, you can't say you get it, but then you don't get it when it comes to sacrificing babies. What?
I have such a problem with this. You gotta explain this one to me. And he said, well, first of all, you're looking at it the wrong way. I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, they don't define children the way you do. They don't define the world the way you do. The choices that you face are not their choices, right? They look at it completely differently. And I said, well, okay, so how do they look at it? And he said, for them, everything is defined by their one fundamental, all-consuming purpose. I said, which is what? He said, to defeat God, right? Because this is the moment. I mean, for them, it's about the real God. The true gods are them and Satan, right? And so he said, children are the closest thing on earth to God, because we are created in the image of God. And as you know, from the moment we're created, we haven't had time to be corrupted and to stray. So for them, the younger you are, the closer you are to God, the more pain they can inflict on God. So the more you can make a baby or a small child suffer, the greater your victory over God. And that is the only consideration for them. Outside of that doesn't exist.
Man, whatever the reason is, it's messed up.
Welcome to Conspiracy Talk, or as I like to call it, the side of TikTok that's on the wrong side of the tracks. A lot of people requested me to come out and talk about Maya Sopay and theories about where she is, what happened to her, etc., etc.
Don't know who that
is. Is an Egyptian conspiracy theorist and scientist who came about around 2011. She didn't really gain traction until somebody pulled up her videos recently and discussed how like a lot of these things already occurred in terms of like the virus, the pandemic, everything that was going on with that. But there are very interesting theories about Maya Sopay. One of them that's, a lot of people have said on this app is that she is one of them, and that she wanted to get the message across and then just disappeared. Another fascinating one that they talked about was there was somebody who claimed that her eyes in the studio when she was filming with this man, converted to reptilian eyes, which is not proven, but that's another conspiracy theory. Some people believe that she was wearing a mask, and that's why her makeup is over the top and she has bangs to hide her hairline. Some other people have claimed that she is obviously unalived, which I hope is not the case. People believe that she's still making videos with a scientist who's also in Egypt right now, but without showing her identity. But I've heard the audio, and the audio doesn't match with the voice that I've heard in the interviews. Another thing I've heard is that she could be in hiding. She may be moved to another country. There's so many things floating about who she is or what she is. There's no really documentation about her. No family has claimed her. It's just one of those things that nobody understands really what is going on or who she is or how she came about or anything at this point. But it's very interesting to understand these things when you listen to her videos.
I don't know who she is, where she is, or what she is.
Versus... Whoa, wait, don't give away too much, man. Yeah, okay. Whoa. I can say clone, I want to say clone. All right, so there's a clone right, when it comes out.
Subliminal messages. He's letting us know right here.
You need to hear this crazy conspiracy about iPhones. Have you ever thought about why an iPhone has its name? Some people think when Apple says I, it literally means I. iPhones are watching us, listening to us, and seeing everything we're doing. And some people have this link to the Illuminati.
It's the all-seeing eye.
What Siri spelled backwards. This is a conspiracy theory I 100% believe in. So, in 2020, the reason the government put us into a lockdown is so they could change the batteries in the pigeons.
Batteries and pigeons, y'all. That would be crazy. But I wouldn't put it past me, though.
Ever seen a baby pigeon?
Nope.
weirdest part is my dad has like pigeons as well, and even I've never seen a baby pigeon.
Where do they go?
There's like a van driving around collecting them all.
Yeah, make sure they don't get too wet.
Hey, if y'all see a white van chasing pigeons, y'all know what's up.
For years, people have debated over the shape of the Earth.
Yeah.
If it is round or flat. Now, this might just all be a conspiracy, but what if the Earth had more than just 7 continents? And Antarctica was just a giant ice wall that kept us from seeing the rest of the continents.
What if there's more planets out there? I mean, continents.
The ice wall, you'll find the 20 continents that are really being hidden from us. And what if there was a map that showed this? There are theories that these continents contain prehistoric animals, aliens, and advanced civilizations, and that the 7 continents that we are living in is actually a giant farm or business owned by a small handful of families that make up the filthy rich in the real world.
So they farming us, guys.
And the other continents that we don't know about.
They make movies about this stuff all the time.
Andrew Dawson filmed what he claimed was a giant on top of a mountain in Jasper National Park.
Yeah, we've seen this one
Canada.
before, y'all.
The following days, he tried to get closer to find and film the creature, but in the process claimed to be stopped, harassed, followed, and stalked by the CIA. He
Buddy
then
barking
stopped
up the wrong
posting
tree.
videos for over a month, and when he returns, uploads an update video that is extremely strange, and viewers pointed out that it seemed like it was forced. His next video that he uploads would be his last, because a month and a half later, sadly, tragedy struck. That's a brief overview of this strange saga. I just uploaded a full-length video documenting this on my YouTube channel.
He was getting
Doja Cat sell her
abused.
soul and now she's in the Illuminati.
Yeah, she be doing some wild
celebrated
stuff.
her 27th birthday with the Illuminati themed party. And they say when you sell your soul, like the devil takes something from you. Watch this clip, it's weird.
Look. They just gotta do wild stuff in
That clip
the
is
industry,
not
don't
from her
they?
birthday party, but basically she's making all these weird faces. We know her music is a little symbolic, but just watch this other clip of her looking like she's glitching, she's glaring off into space, it's weird.
Yo, check out Doja Cat here. Tell me she on timeout. Looks like she just...
Yeah, she didn't even know she won the award. Look at
What
her.
happened to her? Yo, she glitched.
She out there looking like an
Celebrity's kinda
android.
weird, like we've seen Cardi B spaced out in the middle of interviews, but when you're winning an award, that seems like a time when you shouldn't be like spacey. What do you guys think about this? Do you think she sold her soul?
Pool in the Biltmore mansion.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Okay, if we're gonna make this a series, I wanted to find the scariest conspiracy theory.
look at
on
all
this
those
iceberg.
theories.
Skinwalker's Ranch takes the fucking cake. This place is honestly so much more insane than Area 51. I'm using my 3-minute limit to really explain this entire story.
Okay, so you can make 3-minute long TikToks, guys. I did not know that before. I'd be watching some of these videos and I'm like, yo, this is going on and on. Like, how'd they make this video? 3-minute long TikToks, and he says that he's going to make this 3 minutes long.
Situation to you guys. So this ranch sprawls over 500 acres across northeastern Utah. This is a satellite image to kind of show you guys how huge this ranch is. So the ranch caught media attention in the mid-1990s when the Sherman family purchased the ranch in 1994 and began sharing mind-blowing stories with the world. This place literally had the news in a chokehold. People thought there was a Bermuda Triangle in Utah, even the tea of aliens being highly involved in this area. So once the couple moved into the ranch and got settled in, Terry and Gwen Sherman were coming home one night and they were startled by the sight of a freakishly huge wolf or coyote. The animal started stalking towards their livestock, which Terry ended up taking out his gun, as rightfully so, and shooting the animal. But to Terry's surprise, the animal kind of just repelled his bullets, which put him in a state of shock.
So
they
it's a
said that the
bulletproof
creature
wolf.
didn't seem hurt and simply just grabbed the cattle in its mouth and wandered back into the bushes. But the most unsettling part of their encounter with this beast was the foul stench that they said it had. It smelled like rotting human flesh. In the weeks and months to follow, Terry and Gwen, along with other visitors to the ranch, began seeing unidentifiable beasts moving throughout the woods. They would let out roars. They would also see strange flashes of lights in the woods, as well as large orange circles and blue spheres floating around in the sky. But the most disturbing thing that took place on this ranch was that the animals were dying in the most grotesque ways you could even imagine. Some of the dogs that they had and kept were found incinerated. Yes, incinerated on the property. Cows were found dismembered or drained of all of their blood like
that's
this,
crazy.
or even cored out with a hollow body.
Y'all, look at that. Look at that cow. Like, there's nothing. What do y'all think could have done that? What type of creature? Like, I don't even think a human could do that. There's no blood around it or anything like that. Like, whoever did this was very precise and knew exactly what it or he or she or whatever it was doing.
With no organs inside. As you probably already realized, the government got involved in this. And when the government and scientists got involved, they were baffled at how these animals had their internals or organs removed. They said that the wounds were made with such a surgical precision that it just had to rule out coyotes or animals. Which then brings us into aliens. I promise you, this one just never stops. So if you're not from America, Utah and Colorado is where a lot of supernatural activity happens. And this is also when people started noticing crop circles were all over Skinwalker Ranch. And this is when people began noticing crop circles in the snow.
Whoa.
Yes, you heard that right. Snow crop circles. As well as lots more people in neighboring cities started also seeing blue lights flying around the sky. I think Colorado just had blue lights flying around in their sky like a week ago.
Look at that. That's in Colorado.
But anyways, back to the scientists. Whenever they would work on the ranch, they would realize that a lot of their equipment was being damaged or broken. By God knows what. Part 2.
What really
that was wild.
Beach, aka Snakebit McGee. The story of Snakebit McGee is not only very sad, but it's one that's puzzled the likes of the YouTube community and conspiracy theorists for over half a decade now. About 10 years ago, Kenny Veach would post videos of him going into caves and other natural areas on his YouTube channel called Snakebit McGee. Everything was going well until he found one specific cave. He said the cave was in the shape of an M, and as soon as he went in, his whole body started to vibrate. He got extremely scared, so he ran away. And this is where the story of Kenny Veach takes a turn for the worse. After telling his community about the M cave, they began to beg him to go back. So Kenny Veach did just that. Except we never saw it. According to his family, he would apparently go out to film the video and never return. And what makes this story even more weird is that Kenny Veach had been searching for caves and places to go in Nevada near Area 51. And it looks like this YouTuber actually found the cave with this mysterious sign inside of it. Like and follow for part 2. What really happened to Snakebit McGee? Part 1 is already up on my page, so make sure to go watch that first.
Okay, we straight in part 2. Let's go.
Simple. Kenny Veach had found a weird cave and told his YouTube community about it, and they begged him to go back. And when he went out to find the cave, he never returned. But there are a few things that make this story a bit odd. Number 1, when he first described the cave, he said it made him vibrate all over it and it felt supernatural.
Right.
Number 2 is that the area that he was around was right near Area 51. And then last year, this YouTuber found the cave that was shaped like an M. We don't know for sure if it's that, but it looks exactly like what was described. Inside was an old bottle and a sign that said, "Warning, Area 51, trespassers will be shot." When I first saw that, I was personally thinking that's probably the answer to what happened. But unfortunately, his girlfriend at the time has come out since with some different information. She says that he was going through a lot mentally, and when he went out, he didn't even bring his recording equipment with him. And she says that his phone was found outside of an abandoned mine. So if what she said is true, then what happened to Kenny Veach is actually a lot more sad. Just a reminder to you guys, if you are struggling mentally, tell someone. I promise you someone cares more than you realize. And if you feel like you don't have anybody, DM me. I would love to have a conversation with you. Guys, thank you for watching. As always, have a great day, and don't forget to like and follow.
Man, what happened to Snakebit McGee? That was a long, creepy little story, right? He went through a M-shaped cave and it was vibrating. I have to look into that one.
Programming or this deprogramming.
Who else might be out there? There's been so much focus on UFOs.
While the world is focused on UFOs and airplanes, something much more sinister is happening behind the scenes. This distraction comes at a convenient time.
New unredacted details.
Epstein case. Stunning new revelations. Bipartisan bills to allow for the public release of sealed grand jury records in the Jeffrey Epstein case.
So the identities of Epstein's associates will be revealed. And there are many other allegations that are still unresolved.
Objects that can't be identified.
Are you still distracted by UFOs and airplanes? Or are you waking up to see the patterns play out before your eyes? Follow to stay in the loop with the unsealed Epstein files.
The Hollywood viewing point is marked with a black drop. And people still think it's a conspiracy. They rub it in our faces literally.
I've never seen that.
Subliminal messages are everywhere. Share this to wake up a friend.
Dimension. In July of 1954,
another dimension.
A businessman arrived at the Tokyo airport in Japan. Everything seemed normal as he was going through customs. However, the customs officer noticed that his passport was issued from a place called Torrid, which simply did not exist. Upon further questioning, the authorities pulled up a map and asked the man to locate his country. Seemingly puzzled, he pointed to the Principality of Andorra, but claimed he had never heard of Andorra. Furthermore, the company he claimed to be representing, as well as the hotel he claimed to have a reservation for, had no knowledge of his arrival, despite the extensive documentation that the businessman had on hand. Feeling very confused, custom officials placed him under supervision at a local hotel for the night. However, the next morning the mystery man from Torrid disappeared, along with all of his documents that were under lock and key at the airport. That is why many people say that.
Bruh.
Yo, y'all think this man came from another dimension or something? I mean, that is crazy, though. Imagine somebody comes to you and says they're from Torrid. You're like, where's that? They're like, right here. Like, what?
No cat, this probably the craziest shit I seen on Google Earth, TikTok. I ain't find it, so don't come for me. So if you go just north of Los Angeles, California, I don't know what the hell this thing is, but if you zoom in, looks like a portal to another dimension. You zoom in even closer, man, it looks like there's a portal right in the front entrance of it.
That looks crazy.
Crazier, man. Look at this. You zoom over here, bro. It's fucking all tanks.
Is it tanks?
Like, what y'all need all these tanks for, yo? Tell me it's not trying
they
to hide
protecting
something.
that.
All these military tanks guarding something like this.
What if it's like a spaceship or something?
Do, man. Anybody that live in Los Angeles or even Ridgecrest, California, that's what it's closest to. You know what I mean? Go check this out, man.
They look like some type of Star Wars spaceship.
Ridgecrest right here. It's probably only a few.
A card game that predicted the future in 1995.
This Illuminati
Number
card
one,
game
Twin
is
Towers.
crazy. Look at that. Wow.
Number 2, subliminals in kids' shows. Number 2, the Pentagon plane crash.
Nobody's talking about this.
Ooh. I like to talk about it. This is actually the conspiracy theory that got me started with all of these conspiracy theories. This is Walt Disney. He was born in December 5th, 1901 and died December 15th, 1966.
Yo, why my man's got so many iPhone headphone cables right there? Like, he's got all type of tanglement going on right there. He entangled. But what's up with Walt Disney? I didn't know he was frozen. They unthawed him. On September 11th? No, that's when he... Yo, I'm seeing all type of stuff. So he died on September 11th?
He was 65 years old. Get into the conspiracy theory of Walt Disney is going to take me some time, but I'm going to give you some bullet points on it, and you can do the research on your own. But if you was to Google Walt Disney being thawed out in December, this is what you will get. Weird that they will go out of the way to fact check this. But you Google it, and a fact check will come up, and it'll say, claimed by social media users, and it's false. Let me take you down a different type of road. This year marks Disney's 50th anniversary, ladies and gentlemen. In 1965, Walt Disney started working on a new project called the Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. But due to his heavy smoking, he got lung cancer and died. R.I.P. Disney's dying words were Kurt Russell. I'm gonna tell you what happened with the following movie. Have you watched this? Have you ever watched this movie? What about
Mandela Effects? That'll make
Dang, I
you
hate when they
question
end like
everything.
that.
Part 16. In the song Smooth Criminal, I always thought Michael Jackson sings "You've been hit by. You've been struck by a smooth criminal." Like and follow for more.
We're not living in 2021. It's actually 1724.
Whoa, 1724. So, I do agree that the years are off, the time is off. We're probably missing 1,000, if not more years on the timeline. But I am curious to see where she's getting this 1724 year from. I've never even heard of that year before anywhere. So let's see, y'all.
At least that's what some historians think, and it's pretty crazy. In the 90s, German scientists proposed something called the phantom time hypothesis, which basically says that 300 years of human history is missing. Before our modern calendar, most of the world used to use the Julian calendar, in which an extra day was added every 128 years. So when the Gregorian calendar was introduced, there were some discrepancies. To make up for this extra day every 128 years, this calendar should have added 13 days, but it only added 10. Which would mean that 300 years of human history are literally unaccounted for. Which would mean we're actually living in the 18th century.
America strange. That is kind of cool though. Like, it's kind of interesting. So check it out. This is my theory on it though, right? Because I've seen these old pictures, right? And it'll say the year like 1666, right? Why'd I say that number? Well, anyways, 1600. And instead of the 1 in front of the 6, it'll be a J, right? And it'll say J600. But then somewhere down the line, someone replaced the J with a 1. Therefore making it seem like it's the year 1600. And you can find this all over the internet, guys. If you search this up, you'll be able to find it.
Legends and Mysteries, Part 6. In the year 1971, author Brad Steiger was contacted by a man named Al Kiesick, who claimed to have discovered several doorways to other dimensions throughout the states of Arkansas and Missouri. According to Kiesick, one day while he was taking his dog for a walk, he turned a corner of a large field and entered into a parallel dimension. In the dimension, it was extremely silent with no wind, sun, or shadows, and as he explored it further, he claims to have come across 2 strangely empty houses with the usual accumulation of stuff in their front yards, but no actual sign of any life. Not long after, when he and his dog finally returned to the corner that they had emerged from, they felt a breeze and heard the sound of birds singing, and that's how they knew that they were back in the normal world. But after checking the time on the clock at his home, Kiesick saw that his normal walk, which usually took a couple hours, had lasted nearly 6 hours long. Now, following this first experience, he claims to have then come across several other doorways, including ones that lead to lands with no life, to the past and to the future, and even to other planets. However, as for whether or not his claims of interdimensional travel actually have any weight to them, well, there are physicists such as Brian Greene who say that the concept itself is possible. But as for Kiesick personally, although he did have friends that confirmed his story, right now it'll just have to remain a mystery.
That's crazy though. Oh yeah. Sound frequency is wild. It's like some ancient geometry type stuff right here.
41.
Look at that. See? Ancient geometry right there. Frequency, baby.
57. 94.
That's a ninja star.
122. 159.
And this is sound, y'all.
Sprinkle some more sand on there. 59. 194. 213.
This is sound. This is probably how they created a lot of things, you know, like you see stained glass on old churches and stuff.
242. 259. 271.
Not gonna lie, this is pretty amazing.
286. 329. 333. 335. 383.
Yo, imagine what these sound frequencies do to our own bodies.
And then 394.
You know what I mean? If it could do this to a grain of sand or
they knew
whatever.
If we go to 428, 532, 432, all these other ones, if they knew we got there, they would know we'd be healing ourselves, and that's why they cut us off at 494. Well, it goes higher, but it doesn't do anything. It's bullshit.
What's the connection between these beings that are seen in 12 different cultures all over the world?
They're first seen in the earliest civilization that we know of, that's called Sumeria. They're also seen in India and in places all over South America, like Peru. I definitely think this all relates. Just strange how spread out it is across the planet. Even the symbol for Christianity is a fish, as well as the dolphin. Even the fish hat that you see in all of them is literally the hat they wear. Here's the fish symbol again from an Indus Valley civilization. Oh, and not to mention they're also seen in Egypt. Let's go back to this, which is from Sumeria because Enki, the Anunnaki god, was actually depicted as a fish. I also want you to notice the unique symbols seen in each one of these. The bag, the pine cone, and also some sort of watch. Example 1. Example 2. Also notice the wings. Example 3. Same little bag seen all over the world. 3 different places, 3 different times. Weird, man. And the pine cones? Crazy. How much they appear literally everywhere.
Never done this before. Looks like they're having a hard time spelling it backwards. .com. Whoa. Y'all see that? I'm scared to even try that. They're gonna track my phone or something.
Alright, so a couple of people have been asking me to explain this mirror theory to them and why I say what you see in the mirror is not the real you. So, just keep open mind.
Hear that.
Just take a ride with me. Alright, so basically there's 2 theories. The first one is what you see in the mirror when you look into it is a mental projection of what you think you look like. So when you look into that, you're not actually seeing yourself. You're seeing what you think you look like. Now, the second theory is a little more into the rabbit hole. So it's been said that mirrors are open portals to a different universe or reality. So when you look in the mirror, what you're seeing is the alternate reality version of you. That's why if you guys been seeing these people doing this mirror challenge where you say, I am you and you are me, they're saying that weird stuff is happening. Hey, I do not recommend you do that. And if you do,
I'm probably not going to do
good luck.
Hey, there's another theory that I also have with those portals in the mirrors, right? So if you put one mirror here and another mirror here, right, to where they're facing each other, and then you stand in the middle of that, that's when you open the portal. And that's my theory on that. All right, guys, these were some of the most crazy TikTok conspiracy theories that I could find on the internet. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.